Hi, I'm Eric and I do everything like playing Jump Force. Why is my copy of Jump Force pistollated? Oh, how Timmy? Oh, okay. Wait, the first Shonen Jump game, isn't that Famicom Jump, aka Famicom Jump Hero Retsuden, which was a result of Bandai gathering together to make a video game to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Shonen Jump, which oh boy did they deliver. I mean, it has Son Goku, Joseph Joestar, and Kenshiro. This game is the sole reason why I can't get laid. Speaking of getting laid, you'll lay down in awe with the freaking opening for this game. It's a quiet evening in someone's home. Could this be your home? I'm going to call the cops. Suddenly, the magazine started to blink. Grabbed by a mysterious force, the boy is pulled inside the Shonen Jump magazine. Hi, officer. I'm Eric and I do everything. And wait, what? What's going on? Ah! Dang, what an opening. Poor Dave over there got combusted into a white ball and got sucked into the frickin' Shonen Jump magazine. Which after that, we see all the characters that should be on trial for doing this. After all of that, we spawn into this 2D open world map with no clue on what to do, where to go at all. Yeah, that's right, this game is pretty open world like. I mean, you can pretty much walk to whatever session you feel like. You can choose to fight baddies, explore around, or do what I did and headed to the shop to spend my entire life savings on jelly-filled donuts. I'm 18 with purple hair. Do you really think finance is my strong suit? After filing for bankruptcy, I found an arena in which, after talking to this bowling pin with white nipples, we engaged in an epic battle with, well, I have no idea, but let's talk about the battling in this game. Have you ever wanted to wander around aimlessly dodging stuff while using a giant fist to beat the frick out of people? Well, that's this game in a nutshell, and taking into consideration when this game came out, it's honestly a really fun and enjoyable experience, though it does get repetitive. You'll spend a majority of this game in the overworld, and there are a ton of copy-pasted enemies everywhere that, while you can avoid, these enemies are scattered and impossible to avoid locations at time, though they are usually relatively quick to defeat. But man, if I see that frickin' Mohawk wannabe biker one more time, Anyway, going back to the story, after winning against Arena, we walk around until we find this lovely fellow who's Nukisaku Aida from Anyway, It Doesn't Matter, who wants to join the party. Well, he seems like a nice guy. How does he fight? No. Seriously, what? This kid defeats the world's most even villains with his bum. This man must be thicker than a pair of thick old anime thighs, and I freaking love it. What, Timmy? Wait, really, Timmy? Good point. Alright, here I come, ladies. Hey girl, mind if I button? Frick you, Timmy! Speaking of butts, you want to know what's a pain in the butt? Finding out where the heck you're supposed to go. Like most NES and Famicom games, it can be quite confusing from a 2000s kid's perspective, and well, this game lives up to it. If it weren't for these random nice guys that were standing in the middle of the forest to give me hints on where to go for some reason, I would have definitely been lost. But hey, you know what? I can't complain, especially since the music throughout the game frickin' rocks. The overworld forest theme in particular makes me want to skip around in an open field. Too bad the battle theme gives me PTSD though. Plus, once you finally figure out where you need to go and what you need to do, this game is honestly quite satisfying. And in a way, I guess that's part of the magic with older games like this that newer games are just missing nowadays. I honestly love the fact that I had to struggle throughout the game to figure things out, and there's so much more to do besides exploring around and defeating baddies. You can frickin' race against Joseph Joestar in go-karting. Yes, this is an actual thing you can do in this game. And yes, I think he hates me now for exposing his secret race car skills. Yeah, what you gonna do about it, Jojo? Whoa, wait, where are you going? No. Oh, he missed me. Screw you, Jojo! And it's not only racing our favorite Shonen friends are participating in. We also got shooter boss battles, one-player soccer, submarine exploring, Jojo humping walls, going to school, and most importantly, stamp the bald guy in the head. All of these minigames are things you have to do in order to assemble all the Shonen Jump characters together, which once you do that, as well as admire me flying throughout the city on a frickin' cloud, you enter into the stadium for the final battle. The final boss battle, or should I say boss battles, include 11 RPG battles facing against pretty much all of the 80s Shonen Jump baddies out there. I mean, we got Aizidai, Roa, frickin' Godzilla, and the final one, Demon frickin' Jr. The fact that it's an RPG battle is kinda disappointing, but at least it's pretty easy. I mean, like I said, we got Thick Dice Butt Guy over here, nothing can stop us. After winning the final boss battle, all of our Shonen Jump friends return home with the exception of us, whom I guess is stuck in the Shonen Jump book for the rest of our lives. Well, at least you could say he was in an isekai before his coup. And with that, the Famicom Jump game is finally over. Now I can finally play Jump Ball. Gosh darn it, it's still pixelated! There's a second one! Famicom Jump II, Saikyō no Shichinin. Yep, there's a second one that was made 3 years later, and it was actually developed by Chunsoft, who's known for making pretty mediocre anime games like bleh and bleh. Controversial opinions aside, let's check out the second Shonen Jump game. Dang, this opening makes me feel freaking heroic, which I guess is a good thing, because right after selecting my character, in which I chose Goku and not wannabe Tarzan over there, we spawned into this great tempo, in which you are the chosen one. Now gather assist other chosen ones to defeat this evil thing. This in turn leads us to exploring the great tempo until we come across bootleg old man from Zelda basically telling you, "Yo kiddo, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this dragon radar and go to the work building to save the world." Which, as you could tell, I took his advice very seriously. Going through the warp portal and heading out to the overworld map, we come across a town by the name of Buffalo, in which you can do pretty much anything you typically expect from towns in RPGs, raiding people's houses, finding hidden secrets, and watching Goku intensely stare at people at the local supermarket. You know, normal everyday stuff. Now you might be wondering, why the heck is Goku even at the supermarket? To buy peanut butter. Gosh, friggin' darn it! Nope, it's to buy items in order to prepare himself for the ultimate fight. Grab your peanut butter, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be freaking awesome. You like Pokemon, kids? Good, now imagine not being able to run away from Pokemon battles while having to do the same fight over and over and over again. Every 5 to 15 steps throughout the game, with the exception of towns, you'll come across a random battle encounter, which is normal for these type of games, and the battling system is actually pretty fun for the most part. You have 4 moves you can do: attack, special moves, standing still like an idiot, or using an item. You have to use these moves in a square arena in a turn-based like format in order to defeat the enemies. And I got to say, it was honestly quite fun. Well, until you realize that you're going to be doing this every 5 seconds. Literally, it's so bad that even the game knows it's a huge issue because they literally fully heal your character before each battle. Meaning you were literally repeating the same scenario over and over and over again with very minor changes. Very minor changes. Oh, you fought a second cactus in the bat last time? Fight 2 bats this time. Gosh, freaking mind blown. You'll never die in the overworld. You just can't unless you actually try to make yourself die or forget to heal yourself with a potion. Which I totally did on purpose to see what happens when you die. Wait, that's it? No game over? No nothing? You just teleport back to where you died? Where's the challenge in that? I demand a real challenge. I want a real dodging thing. Okay, as much as I hate Spike Chunsoft and the fact that I'm usually not a big fan of random encounters and stuff like that, I have to give credit where credit is due. This is a good game. The various locations and characters you play are really charming for someone who loves 80s and 90s Shonen like myself. And this is a game that, if I truly had the time to grind and mess around with, i.e. being a child, I'm sure I would have freaking loved this game. However, this game in comparison to the first Famicom Jump game, which had much more than just a story and battling system, is honestly quite disappointing. The first game was bigger, required a lot more strategy and hard thinking, and had much more variety than this game. The first game just overshadowed the second game drastically. Okay, sure, some of the minigames were annoying from the first game, but at least the first game tried something different and unique here. This second game is just your typical adventure NES game with hardly any differences besides the fact that, whoa, you can play as Goku and Jotaro Kujo. which in all honesty was pretty freaking cool, but you get what I'm trying to say. I love the fact that Famicom Jump II is an explorative adventure game that had a lot of love and care put into it. And it could have been worse, much worse. Spike Chunsoft went on to make 2 other Shonen Jump games that are pretty bad. And no hate towards Spike Chunsoft, they made some of my favorite games of all time. It's just with the Shonen Jump games, they managed to go to good, to bad, to really bad. Like, I just don't get it. Honestly, you're not missing anything with this second game, but if you like your traditional Japanese JRPG like battling system from the NES era, then you'll like this game. However, I strongly recommend the first one though. What? Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see if my copy of Jump Force is still pixelated. Why am I still shocked? I should have expected this. Oh, okay. Wait, no.